Hi, I'm Matt Kapp, the lead artist on Binding of Isaac Rebirth and the creator of Castle in Darkness, and I listen to the One Up Podcast.
Oh, hi there. David here, One Up Gaming. Episode 399, the One Up Gaming Podcast. Getting close to episode 400. As always, we're sponsored by Games Inspired Music. It's an album available now. Just go to Spotify, go to the Apple Store, go to the Google Store, the Amazon. Just search for it, and 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity, which is amazing. And while I'm talking about stuff, you can get our first 100 podcasts available from audiobooksontape.com, and £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. So that is dandy doondy, dandy doody doody doody. I don't know what I'm talking about, to be honest. Our books are doing quite well. There is, just go to Amazon. I think they're on all the sort of like the US platform, the UK platform, the French platform. Just go to Amazon wherever you are and search the unofficial Sega Saturn collection, the unofficial PlayStation collection, and the unofficial Nintendo 64 collection. These are books that are over 250, nearly 300 pages depending on the book, and they all have screenshots and facts about games, controllers, other things like the actual consoles themselves. So have a look into them, see what you think, buy and tweet about them, please. It's nice to be nice. So that is them. So I guess we'll have a quick break and we'll come back into the games played this week. So back in a couple of seconds. So, what are you going to do?
Hi, I'm Lucy James and I listen to the One Up Gaming Podcast.
Hello Andy, this is Colin. I won't be able to get in tonight. I'm sweating like a pig.
Oh, hi there, lucky little people. David here, One Up Gaming. Welcome back to the One Up Gaming Podcast, episode 399. So close to the big 400. What guests, what people are we going to have on? Or are we just going to do a normal show? That's the surprise. Waiting for next week. Depending how tired I am, really. But, we'll see. We'll go through things. We'll see how we do. So, as always, Games Inspired Music. Buy the album. Stream the album. 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. Buy our books from Amazon. Just go to any Amazon store and search either the unofficial Sega Saturn collection, the unofficial PlayStation collection, and the unofficial Nintendo 64 collection. And all of these are, I think the N64 is 250 something pages, and the PlayStation and the Saturn ones, they're over 290 pages. Each page is full of screenshots, full of facts, full of console history, details, controllers, all that good stuff. So give it a go, see what you think, and buy our books, please. So we're going to go through this week's games played. And we've also got the 10 minutes of nothing coming up later. So first of all, let's just go through the games played this week. So first of all, Fantasy Fighters. Now this, I don't know what I was expecting. It looked like a really budget looking 2D fighting game. But when I've actually, we got, let's have a look. Review. Yeah, all these games were sent to us to review, so these can count as mini reviews. So Fantasy Fighters, I thought it was going to be like a little 2D side-scrolling fighting game, but it turns out that you're like a turn-based strategy fighting sort of thing. And the graphics are crap, the animation is non-existent, the sound is almost non-existent. It just is bad. It really is bad. You control... There's like 4 or 5 factions to control, but they all control the same. They all just have different... They all like move the same and everything, and they just have a different static screenshot per person, and it's just bad. It is just a really bad game. So have a look at the screenshots, have a look at the video playing in the background, and yeah, just stay clear of it. Fantasy Fighters is crap. I do not recommend it. It's a bad game. So yeah, Fantasy Fighters are rubbish. So next up, we have Ikonei Island. And I apologise if I said that wrong, but I am thick. And this one is a isometric, top-down, full 3D sort of game. It's got a bit of like the RPG sort of hack and slashy sort of gameplay mixed in with the like building and like the Minecrafty sort of stuff. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't enjoy the game. It looks alright, it plays alright, but for me it's just not in the league of any of these big name games. I am at a stage in life where I like certain games and I can get along with certain other games, but when people are just making blatant rip-offs and copies of certain games but adding nothing to the mix and just hoping they can sell them for like a tenner and people will buy it because of the price, I think it's getting quite bad. I really do. So this game, technically speaking, is head and shoulders above Fantasy Fighters, but I just still didn't think it was very good. So next up we have Richman 11. So again, I got sent this to review. Now I'm going to be an idiot. I could have just googled it, but I didn't. I don't know if this is the 11th game or if it's based on some sort of franchise that's called Richman 11. I don't know, but it is just a Mario Party style game, a full a roll dice game board, and you do mini games and stuff. It's just it doesn't seem to have the whimsical style of the Mario games. It's still I don't know why I'm coughing. It's still really good little graphics. Everything looks nice, everything looks detailed, things play well, frame rates right well. It's just lacks that sort of bit of soul, and I just think that you might as well just make most of these games that'll be buying this, will be buying it for the Switch, I'd have a guess. You might as well just buy Mario Party for the Switch. It's head and shoulders above this game, and Mario Party I still think is shit. So that's how bad I think this game is. Technically speaking, it's good. It's just how stale everything is. It doesn't have that proper grabbing atmosphere and stuff. Yeah. Again, it's been a bad week for me, hasn't it? So next up we have Ready Steady Ship, and this one is a top-down, full 3D, physics-based ship-in sort of game. So it's as if you're working for the Amazon Prime. Jesus. And you have to get all the boxes on the conveyor belt, set the conveyor belts up, and get to the exit within a certain time to complete the challenge. I quite enjoyed this. I found it fun and really exciting. And there is like multiplayer options in there, so if you have a multiplayer party game, this could really be fun. You know, pushing people out of the way, knocking them over, getting your boxes to the end, and all that kind of stuff. Really good little game, but again, it's just like a party little game. It's got no real single player. It's got no real story. It is just built for pick up and play, and just the amazing party aspects of it. But I would say that as a full game, it's probably this week's best full game. So yeah, it's got that going for it, hasn't it? It's actually a really fun little game. So we'll move on to the next game, and it's called Mothered. And this is a really, really, really low budget, really rubbish 3D game engine used. It looks like one of those game maker sort of games. It's got hardly any animation. The backgrounds are blurry as hell. But the story had me gripped. It had me wanting to play and keep playing. And it is just a simple game. Like, you wake up in the morning, come downstairs, your mum's there, you talk to her. Then you go into the garden where she is, talk to her, go back upstairs to bed. She's waiting in bed, creeping you out like you wouldn't believe. And then you go to bed, wake up, and go downstairs, have your breakfast, speak to your brother, where he says that it's not real food, it's just mud. How dare you even think it's real food, and blah blah blah. And it is just batshit crazy how the whole game keeps piling and piling and piling things on. And I can tell you what I think is happening, but I don't want to, because it sounds batshit crazy if what's happening is what I think is happening. It might be nothing like that, but from what I've played so far, it is an amazing story. It's a shame that the game engine's crap, the graphics are crap, but the all-important story and narrative just hook you. And it is a really, really good, fun little game, and I was really enjoying it. It's one of the only games that I haven't deleted, and I will be coming back to it for more. It's a really good game. I really recommend Mothered. No, it's not going well, is it? So next up we have Flightpath, and this one was sent to us to review. Of course it was. And it's a twin sticky sort of vertical shooter in the, I was going to say R-Type, but that was a horizontal shooter. What the hell was a vertical shooter? Swiv? Mega Swiv? Can't really think of any of the others. I'm just so used to being like horizontal shooters. Anyway, it's one of those games where it's like full 3D polygons on a flat plane. It's not brilliant. It doesn't play great. It's smooth. It's nice. But it also mixes in story elements, so you're doing certain things, and then you actually have to make a landing at a certain planet, speak to people, fix up your ship, move along, do other bits and bobs. And if you're into vertical shooters, it could be a nice little game to get. I just didn't seem to feel it had the momentum, just didn't feel right. It just felt a little bit off. But graphically speaking, it looked nice, it played well enough. I just feel as though some of these games are just made to a budget and released and hoped for the best. And the last game that we've been playing this week is called Road to Exotics. And this one is a really bad, I'd have a guess, mobile racing game converted over to Steam. And it is just a behind the car view endless scroller type where you have to dodge cars. Certain coloured cars will either drift towards you, drift away from you, or randomly move on track as you're trying to get through. And depending on the mission of the game that you're playing, it's either overtake all the cars within the time limit, or it's get to a certain point on the track within a certain time. It played okay, it just looked horrendous, and the feeling of the car and the handling's not the best. It's more like a slot car racer sort of game. And yeah, graphics aren't great, very simple, almost flat shaded polygons. And yes, that's probably what they were going for, but I just didn't feel as though it was there, and it just didn't grab me. And yeah, so all in all, I would say the best overall game was Ready Steady Ship. But if you're a single player person, Mothered, I'd say you need to give that a go just to play the game, because it is batshit crazy. And before we go, I would like to mention we have I'm gonna get the name wrong. Is it Pictori? Is it Pictori? Oh, that's the wrong one. I really wish I knew what I was doing half the time. You are not logged in. I know. So, yeah, Pictori AI. So, Pictori AI is I got an email sent, and I was given some free samples to use, and it's like a script to video AI. So I just thought I'll just write some proper crazy stuff and see how it goes. And technically speaking, if you paid like £20 a month for this service, you get the video made and edited fully for you. You get the captions fully added to it. You get the music added to it, and you can also have a AI voice the script. And I'm bloody amazed. I am absolutely amazed. I think I've got 3 crazy videos up there at the minute. One was about Bigfoot, one was about the flat earth, and one was about Prince Charles being a vampire. And the first one I tried to edit myself into it, because I only have the free sort of service. I couldn't do the AI narration, so I had to narrate it myself, and I can't speak for toffee half the time. So I'm trying to talk through this. So the first one, the flat earth one, I tried to add, like, I'd cut myself into the video as well, so I edited myself in, dropped myself in while doing the narration. The other 2 I haven't, I've just done the voiceover, and amazing. Really, really amazing. We have I'll put the Pictori AI link in the description on here. And yeah, it is an amazing service. I really think it was fun. I enjoyed the fact of just putting like some random crap up there and watching the videos being made. And it just takes a couple of minutes. And like we got like 8-minute videos out of it. It's just like, yeah, absolutely amazing. Great. So that's what I would recommend. I think it's a great little service. And we have some, and I called it Unveiling the Deception. And they're all just really sort of like cheap, nasty videos, but considering I just wrote a script and dumped it down, it's amazing. I was proper gobsmacked how good it was. So that's the games being played this week for episode 399 of the One Up Gaming Podcast. So we'll have a quick break, and we'll be back after this quick break, because I just said we'll have a quick break.
Hi, I'm Keith Allen, and I play Murphy on Z Nation, and I listen to One Up Gaming Podcast.
Up next on the One Up Gaming Podcast is 10 minutes of nothing. Will it be the team talking about nothing or a guest interview? Stick around and find out now. It's 10 minutes of nothing. Yeah, 10 minutes of nothing.
I guess it's still here. I guess we're still here. I'm getting sticking to the back of this chair. It's still very warm. I have a really bad sore throat. I don't know how you get a cold in summer, but anyway. So we're going to go through the 10 minutes of nothing on the One Up Gaming Podcast, episode 399. And this week we're going to talk about the Sony's Spider-Man Universe movies. And basically, if you don't know, 10 minutes of nothing is we just select a topic or something to discuss. And then we talk about that topic for 10 minutes. And if we go over the 10 minutes, the 10-minute time will stop. And then we stop the conversation and move on with the rest of the show. It's just a way to stop us from nattering on for hours and hours about nothing. Because we first of all started our podcast, and I think we spoke to John Hare. And we were on for like 2.5, 3 hours. And he was like, yeah, we need to drop this down a wee bit. No one needs us on for that amount of time. No one wants to hear me, stupid Yorkshire accent, talking away for 3 hours. Half an hour is at a push, and I mean that's a real push. So, yeah, so Spider-Man, Sony Universe, we'll go into it. So timer starts now. Got hiccups now. So yeah, so if people don't know, the Sony Spider-Man universe, at the moment, that entails Venom 1, Venom 2, Morbius, Madam Web, and I guess Kraven the Hunter will be out soon, and also the Venom 3 will be out soon. I say soon, like next sort of like 6 months or so, 5-6 months, something like that. And now, don't get me wrong, Venom was a 7 out of 10 movie. Venom 2 was getting down to like the 5s. Morbius I actually liked better than Venom 2, so I'd say that was a 6. I've recently just watched Madam Web, and that, my friends, is a 3, and that's being generous. Nothing happened in the whole movie, and it was just people stood talking for 2 hours, and nothing happened. It was the worst movie I've seen for a very, very long time. And it's one of those movies that you watch and you think, how the hell did this get green lit? How the hell did Sony executives read this and think, that makes a compelling movie? That makes a great movie. I just feel as though the whole movie was just crap. I just don't understand how they made this movie. I really don't. And the last one on the list, it'll be like the Kraven the Hunter. And that's been ready to release for over a year now, and it's going to be delayed like another 6 months. So it's been ready to go for like 18 months. And it's just like, what the hell is going on? Either Sony know this movie is an absolute joke and are just scared to release it. They're either cutting out all the Spider-Man mentions and just releasing it as Kraven the Hunter. And like, oh look, it's kind of a Spider-Man in its own world, yay. Or they're going to double down and add more Spider-Man bits into it because it's crap. I hope not, because I don't mind watching just random crappy little movies. But I have limits. And Madam Web it didn't just cross that line, it stamped its feet on that and just, it was bad. It's the worst thing I've seen in years. I mean, Morbius, yes, it gets all the bad sort of like shit on it. It's got really bad CG, it's got really bad fight scenes, it's got really bad acting sometimes. But the movie made sense, it plodded along, it was quite decent, it had action sequences in. Venom. I really think they should have redubbed the Venom talking bit, because the synthesizing voice that they've got on the Venom, I just found it so difficult to listen to Venom. And then I think the second one was even worse, and it was just no idea what the fuck was going on. No idea. But I think the Venom movies kind of looked better, but that's because Venom is set like at night nearly all the time, and it's much easier to do CG animation and effects when it's like dark. You can mask everything a lot easier. But yeah, when you think about it, they've had they've released 3 movies, and one of them's a 7, and the rest are 5 and under. And then they've got another couple of movies coming out this year. As I say, Venom 3 and Kraven the Hunter. Is that the only good sort of Sony Spider-Man movies that they've released is the animated ones. I think they've had 2 so far. They were really good. But yeah, these movies are diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. It's just, I just imagine these were written and sort of directed back in the year 2000. They just don't feel like a modern day action romp like a lot of these newer movies are. It just feels very stale, very sedate. The animation's horrible. It looks bad. The scripts just don't make sense. The acting is just terrible. And I just don't understand how people at Marvel, or Sony I should say, have read these scripts and have like, oh yeah, that sounds like a really good, compelling 2 hours. We'll make that. And then they get in there and then they see the actors, they see them getting directed and getting sort of like recorded. And they're still like, oh, this looks amazing. It's going to be like a proper top tier movie, this. And then they get the early builds of the movies with like the CG and stuff. And they're like, oh, it's a bit slow. But I'm sure if we put another $200 million worth of animations and CG effects into this, it'll be a top tier movie. It'll be amazing. And then they get the movie all fully finished, all fully done. And then they watch it and they're like, yeah, it's pretty crap. But I'm sure it'll still do really well. It'll make us millions. And then the movie comes out. Venom did really well. I think Morbius broke even, in the end. It might have even made money. Madam Web was a disaster. I could have sworn they said it was like 100 million, 200 million to make. And it is just an absolute train wreck of a movie. It is so, so bad. I had no idea who this Madam Web was. I had no idea who these Spider Women were. You don't really get to see any of these Spider Women. All the Spider Women are just in the main villain's head when he's getting killed off him. And it's just 3 minutes of a 2 hour movie where they're in their costume. It is just horrendous. It really, really is horrendous. I can't tell you how bad the bloody movie was. It was so bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have hopes for Kraven the Hunter because I enjoyed him in the cartoon series, but I just don't know. I really, really don't know. I just don't understand how these things get done and how Sony and execs can look at these and get them sort of done. So, while we've got time, I'll mention, please stream or buy our album, Games Inspired Music, available now. 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. We have 3 coffee table books available. Just go to Amazon, any of the Amazon stores, so US, UK, French, any of them, and just search the unofficial Sega Saturn collection, the unofficial PlayStation collection, and the unofficial, I was going to say Xbox, but the unofficial Nintendo 64 collection. Please buy them. And yeah, it's amazing how we can do bits and bobs. I'm going to stop the timer. I'm not going to talk for 10 minutes about these shit movies. They are horrendous. Sony, get your act together. I don't know how the hell you've managed to release all these movies. They're appalling. But yeah, so episode 399 of One Up Gaming Podcast. David here, One Up Gaming. Thank you all. And we'll be back with the goodbyes. So back in a couple of seconds.
Hi, my name is Justin. I'm the developer of PurRocket, an iOS space game with cats. And I listen to the One Up Gaming Podcast. You can find a link to download my game at facebook.com/PurRocket.
So yeah, so thank you all for watching. It's been me, David, One Up Gaming, with the One Up Gaming Podcast, episode 399, episode 400 next week. Please email us, contact us, send us congratulation messages. If you send us any audio files or video files congratulating us on 400, I will get you into the show. I'll get you on the podcast. I'll get you on the audio vlog or whatever hell, just the audio podcast, I guess. We'll get that up and done. Don't watch Madam Web, it's shit. Go to our website, which is oneupgaming.co.uk. We have a lot of reviews up there now, so have a look, see what's up there. Go to Etsy where you can buy some of our t-shirts, some of our mugs, some of our caps, things like that. Subscribe, like and share our YouTube channel, any of these videos. Leave comments, let us know what you like. Message about our 400th episode. Tell us why Madam Web's not as bad as what I think it is. I think it's one of the worst movies I've seen in years. I really do. I think it's fucking shit. Absolute shit. But what are you going to do? So, yeah, so David here, One Up Gaming. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week with surprises, hopefully. Fingers crossed, we'll have a lot more sort of stuff. So thank you all. Goodbye.
Guys, I'm Dave from Dave Chats Games, and for all my gaming chat, the best around, I listen to the One Up Gaming Podcast.
Can't take my power. You can't take my power, take my power. We're too strong now, we'll devour every obstacle they throw at me. Get stronger by the hour, and I won't cower, and I won't cower. No, it tastes a little sour as you watch me walk in victory. Cause you can't take my power, take my power. We're too strong now, we'll devour every obstacle they throw at me. Get stronger by the hour, and I won't cower, and I won't cower. No, it tastes a little sour as you watch me walk in victory. Cause you can't take my power. Show some respect is what you better do. I got this intellectually and I will do away with you. This will I have protected me, has already informed me to not let your music infect me. Cause you can't take my power. Can't take my power, I'm stronger, hunger for knowledge. And you know I cannot let you hold me down. So I will take a stand, and I feel I'm the best there is around to make them understand that it's a revolution going down. By now you know the plan, and so I'm gaining fans. I'm hoping they will see that I have come to change the game. I will eventually. Won't hear me flowing off the brain. I deal in poetry. You'll know it's me before you see how witty I can really be. Can't take my power. I know you here in the industry. Not everybody selling though. Most of us know the penalty. So I began to create hope. I'll distribute it musically, and now they all confused to see there's nothing they can do to me. You can't take my power, take my power, take my power, take my power, take my. You can't take my, you can't take my power, take my. You can't take my power, take my power, take my power, take my power, take my. You can't take my, you can't take my, you can't take my power, take my power. We're too strong, I will devour every obstacle they throw at me. Get stronger by the hour, and I won't cower, and I won't cower. No, it tastes a little sour as you watch me walk in victory. Cause you can't take my power. Show some respect is what you better do. I got this intellectually and I will do away with you. This will I have protected me, has already informed me to not let your music infect me. Cause you can't take my power. Take my power, demon, with God and never leaving. Cause I'm believing if I battle you it won't be even. I might just be the reason they bringing out a legion. Now they've surrounded me, it's ready for whatever season. I left some saying how he disappeared in front of me. The rest of them were laying, only playing games of hide and seek. And lyrically I'm spraying haterade cause they keep bugging me. Keep running, hiding, ducking out. Cause musically I'm bugging now. Can't take my power, we're too strong, I will devour every obstacle they throw at me. Get stronger by the hour, and I won't cower, and I won't cower. No, it tastes a little sour as you watch me walk in victory. Cause you can't take my power. Take my power, take my power, take my power, take my power, take my. You can't take my, you can't take my power, can't take my power, take my power, you can't take my power, take my power, you can't take my power, take my, you can't take my, you can't take my power. The power is yours. Don't ever let nobody take your power. I'm gonna give it to you, you keep it in your hands, you hold on to it. Don't ever let nobody else take your power. And trust me, they gon' try to take it. But you know what you do? You look me in the eye and you say, you can't take my power. Yeah, that's gonna be the anthem right there. You can't take my power. Ain't gonna like you, homie. I'm gonna be me, individual, that's right. Get it. Can't take my, you can't take my power. Can't take my power. Can't take my, you can't take my power. Can't take it, you can't take it. Made a promise, I won't break it. The best is here, I won't fake it. And I'm not being complacent, cause I speak true innovation. I'm working for emulation, I will succeed while they waiting. Can't take my power.